Okay, so here's a quick little haul for you, and I actually lost something. I hate that. I hate it when you lose something and you don't know where you've put it, and I'm so anal that, oh, anyways, whatever. Okay, so let's start off with some skincare. Replenishment, right. So I mentioned in a previous video, the one that I just shot actually, that Shiseido has now reformulated this, where they kind of kept this one and reformulated other stuff in the Benefiance line. So I decided I had to pick up a few. So I picked up like 2 or 3 of these to, because that'll be it, right? Then I'll have to move into the new stuff. And I actually heard that the new line is really, really good. They have an ingredient in there. I think it's one of the only products or brands that have this one ingredient. Of course, for like me, I can't remember it, but so I picked up quite a few backups of that. The next skincare is, always have a replenishment of this, the Rose Day Cream, Dr.Hauschka. My holy grail of holy grail lip balms. Love that it's a stick. So moisturizing. Love that it has a sheen. I do not like any of those fresh sugar things. I found the consistency really, really waxy. They don't really flatter my lips, probably because mine aren't really super full. So I need that little bit of reflection with the sheen. And this really does have, I don't know if you're going to see it over the camera, but can you, kind of there. Anyways, it gives a great sheen and it really, really hydrates the lips. So there's that. And then the next one is, I was actually had been humming and hawing about getting this. I saw it first on Blushing Pixie's channel, and then I quickly messaged her and said, listen, are you still loving it? Because it's about $100, and you know, that's kind of pricey for something that I'm not completely sure about. So, and then I did a lot of research and Makeup Alley, and they were kind of split. You either loved it or you hated it, and I just thought, oh God, I don't want to spend $100 and then be one of the ones that hated it. So she said she's still loving it. So, it's the Strata Skin Renewal Peel, and it looks like this, and it comes with an actual big dropper that's still in here because it's so filled to the top that if I put the dropper in, it would just sort of overflow. But you basically shake the heck out of this sucker, and it's kind of like a glycolic acid that you just leave on for a few minutes. Sorry, did I just go completely out of frame there? Sorry. And then you rinse it off, and I did find that it does give quite a nice glow. So I'm digging that. I obviously haven't used it too many times, maybe about 3 or 4 times, but digging that. By the way, you know, obviously if you need to see a more comprehensive review of anything, just let me know and I will give it my best. Right, okay, so the next thing is this Clarins Eclat Minute Blush or something in Vitamin Pink. I got it because I saw it on Lisa Eldridge's channel, and anything she shows I'm pretty much going to run out and buy. Well, not everything if I already have something like it, but it comes in, I really don't like this big huge sucker here, you know, you're kind of like, or put it in the back of your hand. But I will say, it really reminds me of the By Terry liquid blushes that I love and adore. The scent is totally different. I love the way By Terry smells. It smells like fresh cut roses, like appley roses. And this has a bit of a fragrance, nothing like it, but the finish and the product itself is really nice. It's kind of iridescent, so you don't really need a highlighter with it, but loving that. And that's my first sort of kind of venture into Clarins. I'm not a big Clarins fan. I've tried certain samples of their skincare. I don't really know, you know, like maybe because I don't know enough. And if you guys have any recommendations of Clarins products that you love, I've tried a few. You know, I know that balm, the primer, what the heck is that balm called? Oh, Mare, but you guys know what I'm talking about. And Lisa Eldridge has also shown it, and I tried it, and I just did not see any big whoop at all, any difference. And you get like this much for $50, and it's like this primer thing that I just didn't understand. I've also tried a couple of samples of their cleansers. I don't know. So I'm totally open to your suggestions if you have like total holy grail Clarins products. So I actually bought that and 2 of these, and of course I can't find the other one for the life of me. I have no idea where it is. It's the pink one. This one is Instant Light Natural Lip Perfector. Kind of comes in that, and you squeeze it and it comes out. This one's the peachy one, and then of course there's the pink one that I probably lost, but oh well. And with that, they gave me a free gift. I don't think it was a gift with purchase time, but you know, when you just sort of get along with people over the counter, they just kind of go, oh, here, you know what, they had this a long time ago, you want to try it? And I did, and it's the first lippy that I've tried from them, and it's number 3, what the heck? Number 3, I think, oh, you know what? I hate it when they just put a number and they put the name of it on the box, and who keeps a box? Oh, it just, Chanel does that, YSL does that, oh, it just, I think it's maybe French houses do that because that just drives me bonkers, but I think this one's called Guava. And it was a freebie, and you know what? I really like the color. As you can see, it's just a beautiful pink. It's not like, you know, that super pale, like I look like death. I can't wear those really blue tone pinks. Even if I could, I don't want to. I don't like blue tone pinks. I really like warm, very feminine, fresh looking, and that's just, it's gorgeous. And you know what, really moisturizing. I'm very impressed with this lippy. So I'm glad I got that. I'm glad she gave that to me. So, woohoo! Replenishment Giorgio Armani Master Corrector. I've been using this for years and years. It's my holy grail corrector. Everyone in YouTube seems to get the number 1, the pink one. And I've never used the pink. I've always used the number 2, which is sort of the orangey one, probably because I don't have a lot of blue or green. It's mostly brownie, sort of under eye circles, but that's the best. Because I bought so many of the Chanel Illusion Dome, I needed another 242 MAC synthetic brush to go for, you know, cream. I guess you could use that as a concealer brush even, but I love it for the cream eyeshadows, and it's fantastic. The reason why I love it, as you can see, it's just very thin. So once you sort of, you know, spread, you can just drag it, and it's just a very thin line. So loving that. And oh, which reminds me, I forgot a couple of things. Oh, nuts. Okay, you know what? I really want to show you these things that I just forgot, so I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. So, I really want to show you these other brushes that I just got, and I had to order them from Louise Young. So they were from the UK, and I've heard so much about the Louise Young brushes from Pixie Woo and blah blah blah, and I never really, you know, I just couldn't justify getting the brushes that I'd sort of seen on other videos because I just have those kinds of brushes, and I just couldn't think of, you know, getting them shipped all the way from the UK and having to pay in pounds, yada. But I actually ordered these 2 brushes, actually 3, but I just got a doublet of one because I don't have brushes like this. So I thought, okay, you know what? Okay, now's the time to sort of go into it. So the first one, I got 2 of these, and this is the LY13. So you can see how teeny that is, and it goes, you know, like right under there. It's much smaller than the MAC pencil brush, or if you wanted to do a crease cut, you go right into there if you wanted to. I mean, there's just, I just don't have a brush like this, so I got 2 of them just because, you know, if I loved it, I didn't want to like have to order it, and you know, the shipping wasn't too bad. I think it was like 6 or 7 pounds, which translates to like $15 or something, which, you know, I'd much rather it be $6. 6 pounds equals $6, but you know, it's not too outrageous. So I got 2 of those, and then I had to get this one. I don't have a fan brush like this at all. I've got sort of like a little one, like a really sort of thin one, but this is just like a ginormous jumbo, and I freaking love it. And this is the LY20, and I just, you know, I mean, it's great for highlighter if you want. I mean, if you wanted to go in there, I don't know. Honestly, I just sort of dab it into my loose powder, and it kind of just gets the center part. I mean, if you did that, it would get the whole thing, but it kind of gets the center, and I just do that, and it just, Goes right on the T-zone. And then just a little there. It's fantastic. It's so soft. It's such a beautiful brush. Love it. So there's that. I showed this in a previous video. So it's the La Ligne de Chanel, the cake liner from Chanel that I can't open. Right. So there it is there. Love it. Love, love, love it. I'm really, really digging it. And really, I just think that this brush is genius for this product because it's just so thin. Just like the thinnest line, and then I just smudge it out with the other end. So anyways, I've already shown that, so whatever. And okay, so I banned Clinique from my life for over 20 years. Something like that. I had a really, really bad experience with them when I was a teen, and I just said, screw you, Clinique, you're gone. You're dead to me, you don't exist. And quite frankly, as I've mentioned before, my life has been fine. I haven't missed it. I don't think I've missed out on anything. Whatever, Clinique is Clinique. And if you guys love Clinique, that's fantastic. And really, it's just because I had such an awful, awful experience with their skincare. I mean, it's just the worst for my skin. But anyways, I digress. So I purchased the first thing a couple of months ago. I think I showed you. It was the little like eye primer that you can just go with a finger and stuff. Anyways, that thing just wound up being gonzo. So I was like, ugh. So anyways, again, I see on Lisa Eldridge's channel. And she uses this all the time, like all the freaking time. And I'm thinking the woman has access to everything, every high and low, and I mean just any kind of makeup. And she's always using this on herself, on people. So I went, fine. You know what? Fine. You forced my hand. I'm going to go and try it. And it's the Clinique Airbrush Concealer. So if you watch her videos, you know she uses this sucker all the time. And she's just constantly blah. I love it. I love this. It's so, you know, it's nothing like Touche Éclat to me. For people who love Touche Éclat, it doesn't work for me. The Milani thing that people think is like Touche Éclat, which it's totally not at all. They just look similar in the packaging, but the product itself completely different. I think I've tried the Maybelline thingamajig stuff. Anyways, I don't really go for these highlighter concealer things, but this, I don't know what it is. It's genius. It's mother hell genius. You know, the makeup will look fine and stuff, and it's sort of the last thing. Once I've done it all, I'll just kind of swipe it here, you know, and then there, you know, the problem spots, and then just, you know, sort of buff it in with a small little buffer thing. And it just brightens up the whole face. It just highlights all the right places. It's genius. I honestly, I just feel like I should run out and get like 10 backups because I actually love, love, love this. So there's that. So that made me go, okay, you know what? I don't know. I'm not 100% sure, but I love that so much. So I decided to go and get this little lip thing, which is sort of like their Black Honey line that they just created more colors with. And I've got this in Luscious Honey. And it really is kind of like, it was kind of like just a pinch, max just a pinch. Like just a berry flush. I'm really, really digging that. I mean, it's nothing like, woo, you know, to write home about. I'm not like super gaga, but it's decent. I like it. I use it quite a bit just when I'm like really dead and I'm just like running out to the gym and I don't, you know, I don't wear any makeup to the gym and I just look half dead. So I just put like a little bit of this. It's just like the tiniest little bit of color. It's really more like a balm or a gloss. So there's that. And then the last two things are fragrances. Tokyo Milk. Okay, this has been around forever. There was huge buzz about this quite a few years ago. And for some reason, I thought of getting it. I wanted to get it. I just thought, you know, 40, 50 bucks. I'm sure it's much cheaper in the States. It's a little bit much for something like this. And then I was like, I don't know, whatever. And then I just happened to see it. I don't even know where, but it was like really, really inexpensive. It's like 25 bucks, 26 bucks. Oh, what does it say here? Price? No. Anyways, it's Let Them Eat Cake. And you know what? I really, really quite dug it. It says sugarcane, coconut milk, vanilla orchid, white musk. So, you know, like some pretty good stuff, right? I just find it, I don't know. I think it's a little bit too gourmandy for me at my age now. I don't know what it is. My nose is totally turned. So it's not how I remembered it to be, how much I liked it before, like 4 years ago, 5 years ago. So now I'm not quite sure. I mean, I'll give it a little bit of time just to see, but I might just use it as like a room spray. kids or give it away. I'm not sure. But there's that. And then lastly, PRADA Candy. So this, somebody was asking me, is Serge Lutens, the Vanille en Bois, was sort of like a grown-up version of Aquilina's sugar. What the heck is that? You know that Aquilina pink sugar or something like that. And I was like, no, not at all. The Serge Lutens is a very, very sort of a sophisticated, I don't know, I don't like using that word that much, but you know, it's just such a different vanilla. It's not gourmandy at all. It's a very interesting kind of intense. There's so much wood and smoke in it. It's not your sort of lighthearted girly vanilla. It's a very intense kind of vanilla. So I said, you know what? PRADA Candy is more like a grown-up pink sugar or whatever the heck that fragrance is called. And I kind of didn't know because I heard that it does smell really synthetic. That's what I'd read about it. People were like, you either loved it or hated it, and a lot of people were saying, oh, it's got a really synthetic smell and la 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 la. So I went down and I spritzed myself and I was like, oh, you know, I kind of get what they're saying, but as I was going around throughout the day, I kept smelling it and I was like, wow, it's starting to smell really, really good. And then the clincher of it was that people were asking me what I was wearing. That always, you know, sort of cinches it for me, where, you know, I was waiting in a doctor's appointment and the woman across from me was like, I don't mean to be rude, but what are you wearing? I just noticed that as soon as you walked in, and I was like, oh, well, it's PRADA Candy. And she was like, oh my gosh, you know what? It smells awful on me. It smells really fake. And I was like, you know what? I've heard that. It has to do with body chemistry, obviously, like all fragrances do. But on some people, it smells really fake and synthetic, like really just plasticky kind of vanilla. And on other people, it doesn't. And I guess I'm one of the lucky ones. It doesn't. It smells really good. And people stop me and go, ooh, gosh, what are you wearing? So I decided to just go and get it. And now, you know, of course, I rarely ever buy 100 mils because now I'm just collecting so many fragrances that I just prefer smaller and more of them. So, you know, I went from one fragrance all throughout my teens and 20s. And then about 35, it just went into an explosion, and I've got like 16 now. It's just ridiculous. But I love each and every one of you. You meaning the fragrances. And you too. You meaning you, the subscribers. So anyways, that's it. And yeah. Thanks so much for always sticking with me, guys. Hopefully this video isn't too long. And I will see you soon.